Maverick is an Intamin blitz coaster located at Cedar Point, and this coaster is awesome. It stands only 105 feet tall, has 4,450 feet of track, reaches a top speed of 70 miles per hour, and has 2 inversions. While it did not break any coaster records, Maverick is simply a great roller coaster. It is credited as the roller coaster that put an end to the coaster wars, and it is not hard to see why. Maverick does a lot with its 4,400 plus feet of track and stands toe-to-toe with some of the world's best roller coasters. This is our full-length, in-depth review of Maverick and our comments about what you can expect when you go to Cedar Point to ride this phenomenal coaster. Now, let's get into the review. Known for its record-breaking roller coasters, including Millennium Force and Top Thrill Dragster, the first coasters to eclipse the 300 and 400-foot height marks respectively, Cedar Point is undoubtedly the roller coaster capital of the world. It was also one of the primary players in the Roller Coaster Wars, a competition among parks to build the fastest, tallest, wildest roller coaster in the world. In 2005, Six Flags Great Adventure debuted King Ka, which took the height and speed records from Cedar Point's own Top Thrill Dragster, which opened just 2 years prior. So all eyes were on Cedar Point to see what the park would do next and what new record breaker the park would add. In September 2006, the park shocked the world though when it announced Maverick, a multi-launched coaster from Intamin Amusement Rides. Unlike several of Cedar Point's other coasters, Maverick did not open with a coaster record. Instead, it stood only 105 feet tall and had just over 4,400 feet of track. It was not even the tallest, fastest, or longest roller coaster at Cedar Point. Upon opening in 2007, though, Maverick quickly became one of Cedar Point's marquee attractions. It even won the golden ticket for the best new ride in 2007, beating out rides like Mystery Mine at Dollywood and Griffin at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Maverick was arguably Cedar Point's best roller coaster until 2018, the year the park opened one of the best roller coasters in the world, the RMC Hyper Hybrid Steel Vengeance. Maverick is located in the Frontier Town section of Cedar Point and occupies the site of the park's former whitewater landing log flume. Part of the ride is also built over the pond for the park's Swan Boats attraction. It is located towards the far end of the peninsula and sits right next to Steel Vengeance, though you do not need to cross the train tracks towards the back of the park to get to the ride's entrance. The fastest way to Maverick from the park's front gate is towards the left past Siren's Curse and Millennium Force and through Frontier Trail. You continue in the Frontier Town section and towards the leftmost part of the park before the train tracks. As you approach the entrance to the ride, you will not see much theming, though you will see a large marquee displaying the ride's name and logo. You will also see a large wooden ride sign also displaying the ride's name and logo. As you make your way through the queue, you will walk up a ramp which goes over a small pond and towards a large covered cattle pen queue. You make your way up some stairs onto the ride platform. As you reach the ride platform, you will see 2 separate load and unload sections, each holding 2 of Maverick's 6-row, 12-passenger trains. These trains are Intamin's Blitz coaster trains, the same ones you can find on Fahrenheit at Hershey Park, which have the soft collar over-the-shoulder restraints. Once you have boarded your train, secured your over-the-shoulder restraint, and cleared dispatch, you proceed forward towards the lift hill to begin your ride. As you proceed out of the station, you come to a brief stop before engaging Maverick's LSM launched lift hill. This first launch is not the fastest, though it is a quick one. As you crest the 105-foot tall lift hill, you plummet down Maverick's 100-foot tall beyond vertical first drop. This first drop somehow reaches 95 degrees and gives an amazing pop of near ejector airtime across the train. So this first drop is incredible while sitting in the very back row. At the bottom of the first drop, you immediately take a right-hand bank turn, followed by a whippy left-hand bank turn. You then whip back into a right-hand bank turn. As you come out of that third turn, you fly over an amazing ejector airtime hill, which sends you flying out of your seat. As you come off that airtime hill, you fly immediately into a right-hand bank turn, which flies up into the first half of Maverick's Twisted Horseshoe Roll. You come out of that first inversion, take a left-hand bank turn, and then climb up into the second half of the Twisted Horseshoe Roll. Maverick's Twisted Horseshoe Roll is awesome, as you get some nice whip going through both halves. As you come out of the second half of the Twisted Horseshoe Roll, you fly into a right-hand bank turn, which flies straight into a tunnel. You enter the tunnel and come to a near stop before engaging Maverick's second LSM launch. This launch is punchy and accelerates the train to the ride's top speed of 70 miles per hour. At the end of this launch track, you then whip into a left-hand bank turn and climb up a short section of straight track, which has a trim brake before taking a diving right-hand bank turn, which flies directly over the water. At the top of this hill, though, you still manage to get a pop of weak airtime. As you reach the bottom of this diving bank turn, you fly through some rock work and over a right-to-left speed hill before entering a quick left-hand bank turn up into a right-hand stangle dive, which goes directly underneath Maverick's lift hill. This stangle dive gives a great pop of whippy lateral airtime for those sitting on the left side of the train. As you come off of this stangle dive, you enter another right-hand bank turn, which flies up into another stangle dive, which more forcefully whips you towards the left. This second stangle dive gives an awesome pop of whippy lateral airtime for those sitting on the right side of the train. You come off that second stangle dive and fly over another airtime hill, which gives an amazing pop of ejector airtime, especially for those sitting in the very back row. As you come off of that airtime hill, you take a climbing right-hand bank turn before straightening and flying into the final brake run to complete your ride. Maverick is an amazing roller coaster. It combines whippy transitions and airtime with punchy launches to create a world-class ride experience. It was Intamin's first ever Blitz LSM launch coaster, and you know what? It still holds up today. Maverick is a showcase of several aspects that has made Intamin so great. Punchy launches, strong ejector airtime, rapid fire transitions, and an intense ride experience. Its ejector airtime hills are awesome, even with those soft Intamin over-the-shoulder restraints, while the stangle dives give aggressive lateral airtime. The launch lift hill beyond vertical first drop combo is a great way to begin the ride as you go up quickly before whipping downwards. Maverick also has an iconic S-turn section. For those who have ridden Pantherian at King's Dominion, Maverick's S-turns are the originals, and they are every bit as whippy as Pantherians, though taken at a slower speed. While the trim brake after this second launch is a little annoying, Maverick still hauls through its second half and delivers some amazing forces. Maverick has so much speed towards the end of the ride that it slams into the final brakes. Ultimately, Maverick's layout is pretty awesome, though it could have been even crazier. Maverick's fabled heartline roll is one of legend. This element was originally located between the rockwork after that swooping right-hand bank turn after the second launch. The train would have whipped through this heartline roll so quickly that it would have given a strong pop of inverted ejector airtime. The heartline roll was ultimately replaced with the right-to-left speed hill currently on the ride. Heartline roll or not, Maverick is a phenomenal and legendary roller coaster, and it also has some amazing elements that can be found on other Intamin roller coasters from that era. You can find that strong ejector airtime hill on Fahrenheit right before the final brake run, and on Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens Tampa after its third launch. And Pantherian takes Maverick's S-turns to another level. Maverick is an iconic roller coaster for not only Cedar Point, but also Intamin. It laid the foundation for other Intamin LSM launch coasters, including Tutatis at Park Asterix, Pantheon at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, and even Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure. In fact, Maverick's overall incredible ride experience walked so Velocicoasters could run. And while we cannot experience Maverick's original Heartline roll, there is still Velocicoaster's Mosasaurus roll, which is essentially the spiritual successor to it, as you get an amazing pop of inverted ejector airtime going through it before flying up into the final brake run. Aside from Maverick's ride experience and impact on the industry, there are a couple of things about the ride worth mentioning. The first is that Maverick has fairly low capacity. If you have ever ridden Fahrenheit at Hershey Park, you know all too well just how slow the line can move on days where the park is packed. Wait times for Maverick can easily exceed an hour for the regular queue. While Cedar Point's operations are very efficient, Maverick is definitely a ride you will want to rope drop if you choose not to get Fastlane Plus for your visit to the park. The second thing is Maverick is one of the only rides at Cedar Point that does not require you to get a locker for your loose articles. In fact, Maverick actually has bins on the ride platform, which is quite nice. When it comes to just a great overall ride experience, Maverick delivers in spades and is easily one of Cedar Point's best roller coasters. When it opened in 2007, Maverick shocked the coaster world. Cedar Point and Intamin did not go for any coaster records with this Blitz coaster. Rather, they simply went for a world-class, amazing ride experience, and they delivered. Maverick is every bit a headliner with punchy launches, some incredible ejector airtime, and an overall fun layout. For our final score, we give Maverick a 10 out of 10. While it may be Intamin's first blitz coaster, Maverick still holds its own compared to many of Intamin's later LSM launch coasters and other world-class roller coasters. So let us know in the comments below if you have ridden Maverick at Cedar Point, and if so, what you think about it. How does it stack up to other world-class roller coasters? If you enjoyed this video or are new to the channel, please like and subscribe for more coaster content like this. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more coaster reviews and amusement park content coming soon to Coaster Adventures, and we hope to see you in the next one.